All right, Cyber Traders, good afternoon and welcome on back here this Monday, September 27th, near the end of the pay period. Great to see all of us live here inside Cyber Group. Great to see Jeff, Christopher, Patrick, a couple of call outs just a moment ago. Great to see Bonnie, Stefan, Donald R as well, including all of our members and trial members alike. Great to see you all. And hey, if you're joining us as always on social media, Facebook Live or YouTube, welcome on back. I'll tell you what, to begin this meeting, a little frustrated that I didn't hold on to my CEI trade. I called this out heading into the afternoon. I mean, we've been on top of CEI for like, a week straight, really. But, this morning, as you could see, ended up making a really nice move. I mean, really before the market opened from $2.10. And after the market opened, well, we had a lot of consolidation, some big shakes, but ended up beginning to break higher off $2.35, moved up beautifully. Hey, I didn't trade this upon the market opening up. This stock, it's been very it's been like so my performance on this stock in particular. The days where it's very easy for me to get a nice entry off, then some days where in general this stock has been very choppy, a big tease, it's a cheapie, so you could trade a lot of shares. So that's where I say I'm not like doing this on 500 or 1,000 shares. I would do this on 3, 4, 5,000 shares. So I ended up calling out a bounce like right around 12 o'clock. I was saying, well, look for a bounce later on, right around 245. Around 245, I was looking for that bounce. I got it right here. I jumped in on 3,000 shares. I got out at 250. So, it's to say I'm happy with a, profit, and that's a lot of shares. But right now, though, still pushing up. Just called out a pop, one of our students, Christopher M, I believe, right here. So, yeah, I mean, for right now, the stock looks really strong heading into the afternoon. I wish I still had my shares from 245, but enough complaining, right? Nonetheless, this stock can make a nice pop heading into the market close if it remains, strong here with higher lows. All right, let's see. What we'll do is go right from top to bottom. Otherwise, this stock is up 25%, number four on the gainers list. Market ended up making a nice little push up early on today, trying to get back up there right now. So perhaps we'll find some stocks just that are moving with the market as we go from top to bottom. But we have the phase 2 stock course lined up today, folks, at 3 p.m. Eastern time, continuing from this morning's classes. So I want to make sure that we have enough time just to, prep and get ready, myself included. So, we'll recap those that ended up making a nice push from the market open, like this RCAT stock. This thing is just so choppy right now, taking us into this time of the day. So, I normally wouldn't put this on our watch list for right now. But, hey, if it's not going to break any lower, perhaps there's only one other way it's going to go. And I say that with this shake right back up here, it pulled back. It looked like it was ready to break below a support level, seemingly off like 245. Looks like it held in and popped right back up for just about 15, 20 cents. So, hey, I'll put this on the watch list probably on the back end of it by the end of it all. And maybe you'll come back to this. If this ends up completely, crapping back down there, I'd probably, kick it off the list. But this little shake, I feel like this could be the beginnings of a new run coming up on the RCAT stock. All right. Cross, KROS, Keros Therapeutics. No idea what this company does. My first time looking at it right now, up over 32% here. Listen, a little pricey of a stock, but aside from that, the order book is just too thin. So I would much rather trade CEI. I would much rather trade the RCAT should that hold, from where it's at right now. We don't need to trade something as crazy as this, or something with as thin of an order book rather as this. That's all. Price doesn't like fool me as much because I would rather trade something like a Neo or something around $35, $40. But as a really liquid order book, there's a difference. This right now up over 3.5%. All right, let's see what else we got here, though. The PALT trade. This stock I wasn't really too familiar with heading into the market open. Happy I stayed away from it. Ended up making a nice little move up. It took a while to get the gears going, but it rebroke above 5 here. It seems like heading into the late morning. Moved up pretty nicely, right? 50-cent move practically from that point, but came back down. Normally these low float stocks, or stocks that trade normally very low volume day to day, when they're trading 15, 20 million shares by the time it's the late morning, more often than not, there's a much higher probability, at least, of these stocks becoming more exhausted for them to pull back down. All right, so we got a call out from Patrick inside Cyber Group. I'll check that out as we go from top to bottom up. There it is, number 17, ANY. Said it just got halted. So we'll check in with that in a bit. SWN, I don't know what this company is, Southwestern Energy stock. It's at the highs, so hey, I love that. Cheap stock that has a really liquid order book. not really too definitive of like an iceberg level right now. It seems like the top bid, lowest offer has a bunch of volume there. But aside from saying that, I mean, 15,000 share order on the ask there. I'll put it on our list for right now between RCAT and this SWN. Not like really drooling over either of them just yet. If RCAT pops, that's a different story. We'll keep it going. MMAT, this stock we are pretty familiar with, formerly the stock known as TRCH Torchlight, ended up making a really nice run for us going back into late May, early June time, as you could see on the daily chart. Came crashing back down, and somewhere in this drop off, they switched their company or ticker name to Meta Materials. So nonetheless, right now, this stock is still kind of near the highs. It pushed up pretty nicely for us heading into the early to mid afternoon, topped off at $6.20. I mean, in this case, you could see a very clear iceberg order. I mean, you should. If not, maybe you're a new student, you still need to go through our phase 1 stock course, no problem. But as a returning student or long-time student of CTU, you know where that is. So it's actually right off the highs. I mean, nonetheless, it's not as if the highs of the day always has an iceberg there, but a 70+ thousand share order on the ask. So you know what? Right now, I like this more than the SWN. I like this more than RCAT as of right now. And we'll add this to our list too. Oh, I don't know why I clicked CEI again. CEI kind of coming back down there. All right. Medea, MDIA, not much happening right now. I guess you could say a steady bounce off the lows, but kind of low volume. Same with APOP. APOP was a drop. It's the second time in like 2 weeks I made that joke. You could just see dating back to the daily chart, going back into early September, my birthday right there. Ended up making this big pre-market pop, and then by the time the market opened up, came right back down. All right, let's see what else we got here, folks. Familiar name CRVS. Oh, I skipped over A and Y, I think. Did I? The hell happened to A and Y here? Is number 17 on the gainers list I saw. Oh, number 4 now. Whoa, that was a big jump up. Holy smokes. There we go. You never know what you're going to catch there. So number 17 now, number 4 on the gainers list. A and Y just reopened up from that halt that Patrick talked about. And yeah, this thing's flying on up. So easily enough, we'll put this on the top of our list here so far. All right, cool. We'll keep it going for right now. Number 46, Givo, taking a hit right now across the last 5-10 minutes. I'll zoom out here on my chart, but nice side list stock, moved up from earlier today. Ship kind of slow, Sava kind of thin. Sava at the highs. Listen, if you've done well on Sava from the last week, I always say you know who you are. I'm sure that you'll be more inclined to put this on your watch list. But the same to be said with this, as I'd said on Cross. Very thin order book right now for inexperienced day traders, new students. Otherwise, like I would not want you to be trading the stock. So yeah, A and Y, as volatile as that one is, at least that one has like a penny to 2 penny spread, and very very liquid order book, otherwise. So that one looks pretty good. Cheapy, the ASLN stock down 33%. It looks like it made a little bit of a bounce so far, but kind of low volume. And I say that per minute right now, not really trading a whole lot of volume per minute, trading about 15.5 million shares total across the day. Ooh, I'll tell you what, folks. I was about to jump to another stock that was on my side list. That was on a lot of our traders' side lists here heading into the morning. I'll turn to it in a bit, but now I don't really feel as much of a need to now. Let's just put it that way. Whole bunch of stuff hard to borrow on the loser side. That's just kind of what I'm skimming over. That's just about it, folks. I mean, listen, the market's, I guess making a little bit of a lower high here, but made a nice bounce from earlier today. Not really too many familiar names on the loser side altogether here. All right, so the stock I was going to jump to, or that I wanted to jump to, now I'm going to jump to it for the other reason, ATER. So I was in this trade from $12.95 here. It broke under, then over. I jumped in. I was watching this off one of our students' callouts, and for what it's worth, made a nice move up. I ended up taking half my profit out. I took 500 shares out. I think it was right off 13.16, 13.15, like right before as we started, and then I let the other half ride to like break even or home run. So this just came right down, crashed below 13. I got stopped out, scratch on the second half of my position. That's fine. But nonetheless, now this thing, I was like kind of hopeful to come back to this and put this on our watch list to see this try and pop higher. Obviously not happening now. So we're going to pass on the ATER. Question from Leda, Workhorse going anywhere? Looks like it's going up. All right, so Workhorse, 9.77% right now, up on the day and at the highs, a stock that we are familiar with. So it would be hard to not put this on our watch list. So definitely good call. Mike says side list ARRY also at the high of the day. Yeah, but it's trading 1,500 shares per minute, like very, very low volume per minute. Normally for any stock, including this, I mean, normally this stock trades 2.8 million on average. That's including some of these bigger spike days, mind you, but it's trading 1 million shares right now. It's at the highs, right? But kind of slow. CLNE worth watching. It's up 12%. Right before we kind of came to it, it was near the highs, at the highs. It's a stock that we are familiar with, trading more volume per minute. I mean, prior to this little spike up, it was still trading about 11,000 per minute. Let's see. Let's jump back to SWN. I'll tell you what, for all of us in social media today, all is fine and well in crypto land. It's not as if I don't want to talk about it. It's the number one thing I want to talk about. But if you folks can spare me a couple days till Wednesday, I want to make sure that we have enough time to prep and get ready for class coming up at 3 p.m. So I normally talk about Bitcoin, crypto all together Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Just spare me the day today. Nothing really much happened over the weekend. Actually, maybe a little jump up, but otherwise, we'll talk about crypto on Wednesday, folks. All right. Here we go. Jeff H ended up getting in on ANY. He got out just now at $7.35. Whoa, Jeff, what was your entry price there? What was the price that you got in on the trade at? Got out at 735. I'm impressed because that's like pretty close towards the highs of the day altogether on ANY there. So pretty mindful exit either way, getting out under 750. He was in as a swing trade, not as a day trade. So I'll tell you what, big shout out to Jeffrey H. He was in from Friday as a swing trade. So he intended on holding over the weekend, but he was in at $6. So man, he ended up capitalizing almost to the highest level here on this trade. Excellent. All right, cool. Let me just jump ahead to social media, Facebook Live and YouTube, checking out the StreamYard chat right now, which I tell you, I got nothing right now, which I kind of expected because today kind of dragged throughout the late morning, the early afternoon. Listen, we had a couple of, trades here and there, pops, bounces off support perhaps, but there was nothing really up until like right now that has truly impressed me. The ANY trade definitely impresses me so far. And yeah, otherwise, I mean, hey, the SWN stock, I may as well kick off our list right now. That stock, it's at the highs, but it's just kind of moseying on it on the way up here. It's like not really making like too clean of an opportunity for us to make 15, 20 plus cents, and if you could do that in a short amount of time on. So I just don't want to waste time on a stock like this. I think I'm going to scratch this one from our watch list for the afternoon, but I like the list otherwise. We got about 5 stocks to work with heading into the market close. And then, hey, who knows? I may be wrong on SWN and this may end up popping up and making a really nice run for us here. But, otherwise I would start and stick with this list, folks. And then if there's anything else otherwise outside of the watch list, as Rich jumps back on the commentary, the audio for us inside the trading room at 3 p.m., then at that point we'll look to rerun the scans, see what else is out there, work together as a team. All right, but for otherwise most of us, Michael, Jeffrey, Norman, Bonnie, Leda, Patrick, I look forward to seeing most of you folks coming up inside the phase 2 stock course at 3 p.m. Eastern later on today. Take care.